Good morning. Welcome to Flat Earth Early Bird number 2491. I'm your host Arwin, and before I start this show, please don't forget to share it on any platform you deem fit, and if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Give, Send, Go. Links are in the description box below, or send me super chat over to Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel and support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I direly need it. More than ever before. Right. So, weather today. Laying down. I mean, like, it's been windy all day. Yes, it was super restless. Did not have a good day yesterday. Not having such a great day today either. Did not have a good day yesterday. Serious trouble sleeping. Right, but yeah. This whole situation, I'm doing everything I can. I'm quick with it, not letting anything linger. But I mean, it's like totally sitting on my stomach all the time, so I'm like really desperate to try to resolve this situation. It may still take a while. I'm gonna have to somehow survive this January. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I really don't. But yeah, I mean, social worker is gonna assist me trying to get food from the food bank, because it's like it's gonna be absolutely critical that I get it, or like literally I just won't be able to eat this January at all. It's terrible. Right, but I mean, if I'm gonna be feeling like this, then I'll probably just not eat because I'm too freaking stressed out anyway. Yeah. So, anyhow, I'm here. I'm gonna do a show today, and I don't know how it's gonna go. Don't have any coffee. Although maybe I'll just make some coffee somewhere if like the show goes alright. I'm just still like kind of shaken about it all. Anyhow. Yeah, despite all that, I've been like having some really great conversations over at Wide Awakenings. Worldwide debate. Like some spiritual conversations, after death experience or near death experiences, all that sort of thing. It was really fascinating hours of conversation yesterday. I mean, I didn't do a show, but I did get on with them and do that, and it was, yeah, very interesting. Yeah. So I hope everybody out there is having a good day, better day than I am. stuff happening in the world. And the farmer protests in Europe here, in France and in Belgium are like going really hard. This weird shooting stuff in Australia and like America, and it's all just massive distractions. It's weird. Oh, Benjamin had the stream, but it was extremely late. Like, it was kind of uncomfortably late for me, but I did actually just watch it all anyway because I had a lot of trouble going to bed. But it was very interesting. And yeah, I was really sad about that, and I totally understand that. Seems like a really nice guy. Yeah. Whole Brown University shooting situation is just so weird. Like, police like try to cover it up and all that, and it's like protecting, erasing stuff from the internet relating to the suspect. And now this suspect has been found dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound, supposedly. Oh, okay. Like, the whole thing is just so weird. It's really weird. Yeah. Situation in Ukraine with Russia and all that is on tension again, and threats, and it's just a mess. Tensions are high. I would say I really like the state that I'm at. I can't even bring it up. I don't know what to do with it. have videos going around on X about the whole farmer protests, and like they're going at it hard. In on Venezuela, like they might literally now be deploying ground forces, all that sort of thing. So yeah, things are getting intense with that. Let's take a look. What's going on at worldwide debates, if anybody's in there. Just a couple of people. The Awakenings. Oh, it's really busy in there. Yeah, I might join up with them later. Maybe sooner than later, because I'm not really in a good state. You could probably hear it by my voice, and yeah, it's weird, man, because I'm just not sleeping well, and I sleep, but then I'm just not very rested, and I feel tired, I feel exhausted. Actually, it's purely stress related. Even though my welfare money came in kind of early, it's like, yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get around with that next month. I really don't. I just don't know how to do it. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try some serious stuff, and I mean, if I could somehow get any type of job, that would be amazing, because then I could, like, at least on the short run, just try to prevent like complete debt free fall and not being able to eat. So yeah, it's like, I appreciate all the help you guys have gotten me. I mean, if this situation wouldn't have happened, I might have just still been able to keep going with regular support, but now it's looks like even that is not gonna help. It's not gonna be enough. Even if I did get support, I can't even imagine what things are gonna be like if I didn't get any. But yeah, it's just the gap is so big. It's so far in the red now that I just gotta do drastic things to try to rectify this. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be on the street before the end of next year. Or something like that. The real issue is I gotta have my own apartment. I really do. It's essential. If I did get it, it would greatly help me towards actually solving my financial crisis. It would really help so much. And I mean, maybe I can like just through my situation and ringing the alarm bell, like I might, who knows, I might even get priority. I mean, if they're gonna see like this guy's gonna like drop dead if he doesn't get it soon, then maybe they'll actually do it. Who knows? Or maybe I'll just get lucky. I mean, I really hope so. I really do. Right. Anyway, hope everybody out there is having a much better day than I am, and yeah, any like speaking points or anything you'd like me to address or inform me about, I'd love to hear it in the chat. Another Dutch TV show has been cancelled because they were starting to question like ex-ministers about the corona situation. Really, like, was doing great apparently, but then that happened and it's just been discontinued. I mean, it is, there's no free media here. If you try to do just basic real journalism, if you try to investigate government corruption, you just get cancelled. Doesn't matter how popular you are, it's nuts. So yeah, I'm gonna be hanging around here and just see what comes. I'm kind of stressing out, and I'm really just trying to smoothen out again so that I can just, like, I don't know, think and function. I'm doing my best, guys. I'd love to just have a conversation. It would be a great distraction. Right. Because I mean, if I'm gonna be this freaking stressed out, then it's like shows are gonna suck. So, gotta figure out how to just get a grip on it. Just not stress out. And then I'll get through it. So sorry if I'm not as vibrant as I'm usually. It's just I'm in a really bad spot, and I got some terrible news recently. Wednesday, well, Tuesday evening, Tuesday night, and I'm just like panickingly trying to fix this, and I'll do whatever is necessary, and I mean anything. Like, I'm not afraid to do anything. It's just, I just need it to be fixed. And I'm like getting as much help as I possibly can, and I will continue to push that. So, but I guess it's all still very fresh. It's just 2 days later, so I shouldn't expect myself to just like, oh, you're just recovering 2 days. Yeah, this is devastating, guys. It is devastating. It's getting worked on. It might be rectified and then basically nullified so that it goes back to the situation it was, but it's probably gonna take like at least a month to get to that point, and then I still have to survive January with basically with the fine that is significantly decreased the amount of budget I have available for food to almost zero. I don't know exactly, but it's like it is devastating. And yeah, hopefully the food bank will actually not cancel me this time, and then I have a chance. I have a chance to survive this month, and I don't know. I will be e-begging for food, more desperate than ever. I can guarantee you that. get to that when we'll get to that. And who knows, man, maybe I will actually manage to just get a job and then just go full time, just do that, and then I don't know, survive. I've theorized that, like, if I successfully get a job and it works, then I can technically, like, hold back my rent just to eat, and then because of the extra income actually pay off the rent from the previous time so that I wouldn't get in trouble, something like that. But I mean, yeah, the only way that's ever gonna work is if I actually get a job successfully. So, but I mean, I am gonna really try now. No more messing around with that, and as much assistance as I can get to try to achieve it. So yeah, wish me luck, and hopefully 2026 is not going to be the last year of our win. What's over there? Oh, goodness. Huh. Whoa. Yeah, check this out. This isn't Utrecht, apparently. It's interesting drone footage. Or maybe this isn't in Utrecht, but they're like preparing to move out. So yeah, there might be like a lot of tractors hanging around soon. Haven't seen any yet. Or I've seen a couple of tractors move, but it's not like they're like all over Utrecht yet. But they might be this weekend, I suspect. Right, I'm gonna move in with check out the Discord channels because I just gonna tune into that right now and see what's going on out there. Let's try Earth Awakenings. Hopefully there's not a French guy having a conversation about something, because that happened last time and it was just like couldn't really get in. Hello? Anybody out there? It's a full room.
Yeah, it's like your opinion, man.
Hey.
We're just on gravity.
What? You were just what?
On gravity.
Oh, gravity, okay.
Oh, left.
What's gravity?
No, not. Yeah, that's what I was asking. Lion was the one that was bringing it up, but he just left. He was talking about that. Is there a part where we go to high enough where we just actually start floating?
Ha. Yeah, I don't think so. It's suggested though. But I mean, like, yeah. Then it's like, okay, if it just keeps moving around presupposed sphere Earth, then it can stay its height. But then at the same time, there are supposedly geostationary objects floating up there. But I mean, yeah, how would that even work? Doesn't make any sense.
Geostationary still orbits. It means it orbits the same place.
Yeah, sure it does.
What geostationary means? It's always facing the same part of the Earth, like the Himawari 8 satellite. Always focused on Japan. Always above Japan.
Sure.
What does that mean? Sure. Is that sort of an attempt at denial without really acknowledging that you're denying it, or?
Nah, I'm sure they have like some kind of way to like detect what's going on above Japan, but I mean, a floating object? I doubt it.
It sends a picture down. I think it's every 10 minutes. You can intercept that picture too before it goes to the NASA headquarters.
Sure.
Sure, you keep saying sure, like it's
because I
not
think it's
true,
bullshit.
but you can't be bothered arguing. Well, you can intercept that picture, dude. You just download the software, and as it gets broadcast out, you can get your own copy of it before it's edited or seen by anyone else.
Yay. No, I am
Where
sure
are they
that there's
intercepting
data
it from?
there. I mean, I'm sure they're getting data from above somehow, but not through just a solid thing that's just floating up there. I mean, maybe they have a balloon that's just, or a zeppelin that just hangs up there and just stays up there. Could be. I mean, a zeppelin would certainly enable you to do that.
It's to see half the planet all at once. A Zeppelin could do that, you reckon?
Okay, so that's it.
Where do I post a link or something when you're in this? Oh, it's not right there, okay. Just put the link, you can see the images, and you can run the last 24 hours of images. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
Do you believe in floatiness, Armin?
No.
And why?
Because there's no attractive force that decreases with distance to Earth. It's all relative density. The higher up you go, the lower the density of the medium, and any object will then definitely, that's not as low density as the air there, they will definitely want to go down even more than closer to the ground.
Why do things fall in a vacuum then?
Because why things fall in a vacuum? Because a vacuum is incredibly low density. It's like minimum densities. So yeah, it's definitely gonna go down.
There's
If it
nothing
can't-
there for it to be denser then.
Yeah, well, nothing is very low density.
So what's it winning the race to the bottom against?
I can't make out what you're saying.
Never mind. Just gonna go round and round in ours.
I think you. What was your question? I think you missed your question.
No, I already know the flat Earth answer. So it's
Yeah.
No, you said your question was why things float in the vacuum.
Why do things
Well,
go
things
down in a
fall.
vacuum? I mean, yeah, because they're denser than the vacuum.
But what defines down? Why doesn't it fall up?
Defines down. Beneath us.
Yeah, but apples don't have feet and they don't know which direction is down. So what defines down?
It's not dependent on whether you know, it's just how things are dividing.
How things are dividing.
Yeah. Through density disequilibrium.
But what defines down?
That's
And
where the
air
more
above it
dense things
would be
go.
even less dense. The air above an apple would be even less dense, so it would fall up, right?
Yeah, but it's not going towards where there is lower density. It's just that if it's a higher density than the medium, it goes down. That's how you recognize what is down. Because it will always do that. Anything that's more dense than its medium will go down. That's how you know what is down.
But it doesn't in space though.
That's what you're presupposing.
It's not.
You're
what
not
presupposing,
demonstrating
it's
that at all.
Done.
That you can't demonstrate.
Okay,
You're
well-
not demonstrating that on Earth.
Of course, you're not. You're within the confines of Earth's gravity.
Yeah.
an
So
experiment you
your
can do
claim
on Earth.
lies out of your reach, literally.
No, it doesn't. Here,
Yeah,
I'll
it
get you a
does.
video.
Because you're not in space. You're not in space to demonstrate that there's no gravity there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Flat Earth can say whatever they want. Globers have to do every single experiment themselves. I forgot.
Now, if you make some claims, you're gonna have to back them. Tangible evidence.
Okay, so the experiments you've done on relative density,
Yeah.
just a bullet point list would be, you don't have to go into extensive description, just a bullet point list of the experiments you've done.
Right. Well, you take objects and you take different mediums, and then you suspend the object in those mediums, and dependent on the density relation, it's gonna either sink to the bottom or float to the top.
And why are you saying you do this and you do that?
Yeah.
Have you not
Anybody,
done them?
can do that. I've done that. And just put an egg in water, add salt to it. It'll change the relation of the density of the medium with the object, and then it will change where the egg is gonna move towards. Right, you put
And-
salt in the
and what's
water,
the-
it's gonna move up.
And to you, that's proof that it's buoyancy and density.
Yeah, through experiment it is. It is relative
What-
density.
You still haven't defined what down is.
I have.
With that experiment, you don't define why is down. With that experiment, that's
You do. Down is the direction where the more dense than the medium object will go.
no. But why is the more dense medium at the bottom? What defines down?
I just explained it to you. You're ignoring my explanation.
You haven't explained it. You've
I
said
have.
some stuff that makes sense to you, but it's not an explanation.
No, it's not about making sense.
you haven't-
It's a defining, and I defined it to you, and you're saying it's not good enough. It is good enough, and it's
But
demonstrable.
Arvin,
It's not.
you mentioned I would say like a reaction to down, like more dense at the bottom, less dense at the top. So you need down and top, and then the more dense stuff will settle at the bottom, and the higher, less dense stuff will settle at the top. So
Yeah, but
But
you
the
don't
down must be
need
first.
you don't need to predefine what up and down is. The density disequilibrium will show you what up and down is. That's my point.
But if there is no down and up in the first place, there is just somewhere is some density, and around that some density, less denser stuff could settle. So then you would have down in the middle, and in all directions the density decreases.
Well,
so in all
that's not.
directions,
You can't demonstrate that. That's not what physical things actually do. That's
yeah,
what your
I agree.
theory
That's
does.
not the point. I just
It is
say
the
that
point. That is
you have
exactly the
just
point.
You have just described a property of down, that more dense stuff goes in that direction. But for example, if you have, as he mentioned, an apple in an equal density surrounding, which in all direction the same density exists, it still goes down,
No,
and very
No, it
quickly
won't.
down.
no, it won't. It will. If the object is in a medium that's of equal density, then it will stay suspended where it is, and it won't
No, it
move down.
doesn't. No, wait a second. The medium has equal density, so there is no density difference between the top of the medium and the bottom of the medium.
Yeah.
Still, the apple goes down.
Well, then
I
the
don't say
apple
that
is
the
more
medium
dense than the
has the
medium. It's
same-
not about the relation of the density of the medium with another part of the density of the medium. It's about the relation of the object's density with the medium's density.
So what causes the apple to go in that direction where the higher, denser objects are settling?
Well, that if it's more dense than its medium, it will go in that direction, and that's how we know it's down.
But why?
I
That
don't
it
know.
goes in that direction. We
Because
all
it's
know.
more
The
dense,
question is,
that's why.
Why is down? No. Not because it's more dense, it's down. Why is down? And then we know why the more denser stuff goes in that direction. But the question is, why is down? What defines down? What causes down?
I don't
Are
know.
you really down? Are you down with being down? Saying.
Yeah, I just know that how we can orient ourselves and figure out what is down, and that's the natural order of things, and it doesn't explain why. It just that's the way it works, and it always works that way, right? So it's just very practical. That's how it works.
Victor. Victor.
What? You were saying something?
No, it was a question for Snooze. I just had a question. You can hear me. I sent you a video. Have a look if you can.
Where did you send it?
I sent it to Snooze, not you.
Got it, thanks.
I don't see any video. I'm just seeing in the live stream text from Elbow TV the video about the Matrix, and that's it.
Yeah, he sent it to me directly. I saw that partially in the morning. Didn't have time to actually watch it completely through.
Yeah, watch it. Remember the discussion we had? What was it?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, I must actually say I was wrong in my argumentation. The actual experiment in that case was even dumber. So I the day after I took the time to read the paper through, and it's seriously so simple. It would blow your mind how simple it is.
EPR, you mean?
So should I explain it to, or do you want to know?
No, we studied this subject back in school, and honestly, after watching the videos, for the audience in here, this is I put it like a secret.
But I mean specifically that experiment with the photonic crystal and the faster than light thing.
Go for it, because to be honest, when the way it was explained to us back in school was pretty much what he said, like, you know, it's like just shut up and follow.
Yeah, I just posted something in the chat. So this is the graphic from this experiment, and they sent this pulse into this photonic crystal. So basically in this coaxial light cable, and it is a distance of 120 meters, and the speed of light over 120 meters is 0.4 microseconds, and this whole duration of the whole pulse that is sent is something between 4 and 6 microseconds. So you see here in the scale, 0 is the middle, the center of the send signal, and you see plus rough.
Did he cut out for everybody else, or should I save my work?
Exactly. I was like,
Should I
what?
hit Control S? Oh, save work.
No, I think he cut out.
Yeah, it sounded like he got cut off.
Oh, perhaps he had a phone call.
So yeah, I got a phone call. Sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Perhaps I'm psychic.
Yeah. So a typical thing here in Discord when people got cut off. Wait a second. Okay. So this signal is on the cable over like 5 microseconds or so. So basically, the whole cable is in this frequency, because the duration from one to the other end is 0.4 microsecond. So the thing is, while that pulse is sent over that cable, there are reflections happening on that cable, and these reflections are building up and dampening the basically later sent part of the signal. And you see at this graph, you see the sent signal and the received signal compared on the receiver side. So on the receiver side, they had a dual channel oscilloscope where they, on channel 1, get the send signal directly over a normal coax cable. And on the channel 2, they get this coax cable with the alternating impedance, which causes reflections. And this is the lower graph that you see. And now they said, okay, the center of that signal was propagating 3 times faster than the speed of light. And you see there 0.4 wait a second, 3 times faster than the speed of light. So it arrived 1.5 microseconds quicker or so. So you see the center of this pulse is just shifted forward because the tail of the pulse is dampened and cut off. So it's the front of the pulse on the very right at 2.5. This is still at the same time. So it's basically you send a long signal, and while you send that long signal, the tail got cut off, so the center has shifted forward. There is nothing literally traveling faster than the speed of light.
I agree. It's just a matter of the discussion of what for me interesting part was where teachers back in school, okay, and they talk about it even not in detail, but what we were learning, okay. And then the author of what was the book again? This is, I need to watch it. I forgot the book name. He said he was like, okay, this is taught wrongly. Bell's theorem is just kind of shows it's an absolute, or i.e. it's just a non-local, where it's not necessarily the case. So where Einstein wasn't wrong, actually, he was just he saw an issue and he was able to prove it, but it also shows how much Paul was kind of this case. And unlike a lot of people says, Einstein is this art. Actually, no, it's forgotten. The ERP paper came out. Everybody ignored it. No one listened to it until John Bell came around and goes, actually, no. But he just kind of makes sense. But in this frame, a non-local frame, the whole video, I'm not going to sit and explain it. But it was interesting, for me, Ford understood it initially. I started reading again, and after this, I started going through the back of the papers I had, I started reading again some of the things kind of clearly dropped, which is interesting. It's an interesting video.
I must say I only got half of it because your microphone is kind of muffled.
Is it? Oh.
But I have to watch the video, so I just in the morning saw it, heard the first like 1 minute or so, and took it for I will watch it again in the afternoon.
Yep, watch it if you can. It's watch the whole thing. I've ended up watching it twice actually. So it's an interesting video.
I'm gonna move on. Maybe we'll be back. See you guys.
Yeah.
A couple buildings have fallen.
Were there steel structured ones like this?
Well, one of the examples that gets passed around a lot from the people who deny the rarity of it. They say, oh, this happened before, here's an example, well, one of the examples I looked into it, okay, and it was actually an extremely old government building. It was used as a police building, and it had been abandoned for 20 years. All the windows had been popped out because it was being used as a horde facility. A bunch of homeless people were living there, and the walls had been stripped, all the metal had been exposed. Everything had been basically rotted and rusted. Nothing was working. All the facilities had been torn out. So it was like a shell of a building that had never been, had no upkeep and was rotting internally, right? So if there was a fire in my little homeless area inside of there, obviously all that homeless material would catch on fire, and because there's so much available oxygen from the windows being open, obviously it would get really, really hot, right? It'd get really, really hot, and after many, many hours, that building might destabilize and collapse. But let me just tell you what didn't happen. It wasn't an upkept building. It had tons of flammable material and tons of oxygen to fuel it, right?
How many floors?
I think it was like 20 or 30. It wasn't nearly as big of scale, but also
20
another
or
thing.
30 floors for what's the name of the building?
I forget. I can look into it in a second. We're doing this video thing right now.
Yeah, I keep interrupting. I'm sorry. If you don't want me
No, it's
to-
okay. I'm just kind of giving some anecdotal, like what I'm saying is that, you know, it's good that you're fact checking, but a lot of people don't even fact check the fact check. You know what I mean? And oftentimes I'll find that, like, you know, Snopes, they'll say false, and then you look at all the evidence, and then you're like, wait a second, but this is true. Why is it saying false? You know what I mean? So as much as he might be conflating a little bit, when you look at the explanations counter, they're also somewhat conflating to make their point. So even though he did misspeak a little bit, it doesn't make the rarity any less of a conundrum. You know what I mean?
So
Doesn't-
to me, it's not misspeaking. It's saying something like ISIS.
That's not true.
Well, no, it's not even whether it's true or not. Saying that ISIS is probably controlled by Mossad, which is a major claim, based on that one little speck of evidence that, to me, I think is wrong. That the way that he makes that connection, based on no evidence, even if he was right, that wouldn't even be good enough evidence to make such a bold claim. Tells
Okay.
me that.
Okay.
Tells me that.
Is Mossad?
Sorry, whoever said that broke up.
Is Mossad the CIA?
Mossad is Israel's version of the CIA, I guess you could say.
Oh, okay, cool. I just didn't know.
Yeah.
So someone that makes that kind of bold claim with that little amount of evidence, even though I don't know anything about this guy, it could just be a one-off, but that immediately tells me that.
Well,
I
there's a
need to-
couple times he does stuff like that. Well, he'll make a conflated claim that maybe isn't true, but still, it doesn't change the fact of the matter. Like he chose a piece of evidence which didn't necessarily flesh out true, but it doesn't change.
No,
It doesn't change like the building still fell. It is still an extreme rarity, especially that they fell all at the same time, you know, the same day, right?
But
In the same area.
my point about the Mossad thing wasn't that his evidence turned out to be false. It's that he made a bold claim with
Okay.
I mean, he's making a lot of bold
with,
claims.
Let's
with
just
very
push play so we get
flimsy.
through.
Sorry?
Let's just push play.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Is there
I asked to pause, but it,
Well, no, this is like we're watching a video and discussing the video also.
but
All right?
should
This
we
is
discuss
what
it
I
after?
do in the mornings. So
Should we discuss it after the video plays or in the middle? of
no,
it?
I mean I have no problem discussing it as long as we're getting somewhere. Like if you want to say a couple things and then we move on.
Go ahead.
But
That was my
if
only-
we're repeating each other and we're not getting anywhere, we're not solving anything, then we should just click play,
Okay,
right?
so-
But hold on, I
So
have a
now
question.
Arwen's here. That means I guess I have to go on mute, right?
I don't know. I don't
Come
know.
on,
I mean, honestly, I think that you've been pretty cordial, so I don't see a problem. I
I'm
don't know if
always
he's hosting or
cordial.
something. So.
Arwen's problem with me is I challenge him on his ideas, and he doesn't like that. I never swear. I never. Even
You're not
when I,
challenging an
me and you
idea.
disagree-
Well,
Sorry?
this is my server. I'm running my show. I don't know if he's running his. He hasn't asked me if he can do that right now. I don't know if that's in play at the moment. So
If you
he's
want me
here
to, I'll
volunteering-
go on. I'll
He's
go on
volunteering to
mute.
be here.
Sorry.
Well, my question is, Buck, did
Yeah.
you watch the beginning of this? Have you been here the whole time watching the
No.
video from the beginning? Yeah, no, that's what I thought. Thank you.
Yeah.
Just one heads up. Sorry, one heads up. Owen is live right now.
Okay.
If you
Right.
guys want R, I'm fine to mute. I got work to do. I'll just listen in the background.
It's fine.
No worries. I will say is like, somewhat anecdotal and similar to the point. Like Hamas was created by Israel. I know that's true. And I did watch them let the gates open to let Hamas in and start this war where there's a mass genocide of Palestine. I do not support that. People who are ignorant to that, don't know the facts behind that, are, they're missing out. And you know what? I'm not saying that people need to be killed or subjected to have nowhere to live or anything like that. But like, there's a lot of dirty play happening and people are being absolutely slaughtered and it's disgusting. That's all I want to say about that.
Totally.
The military spent billions of dollars, trillions of dollars on taxpayer money to build this fiber optic network, which is the base of the internet, okay? Without this fiber optic network, you couldn't have the internet. And then these two guys in their 20s took over this network and created Google. It's the same thing as, the government spends billions of dollars building a highway, okay? And then you come out and say, I'm going to build a toll booth. Same thing. Where were they allowed to do that? But not only that, but now they're slowly building their own underwater fiber optic network. So they're basically privatizing this network created by the American military. Yes, I understand they're spending their own money to build this network, but it's the American military that spent taxpayer money to do the R&D for all this, okay? That's where the real value is. Mark Zuckerberg, guys. Look. He's not that smart, okay? And look, the other thing is, he was 19 years old, he stole this idea from his Harvard classmates, and then he got billions of dollars from venture capitalists to start Facebook. Where did he get this money? Facebook is not a great idea, right? Social media, great, but I mean, like, I could also start a social media company. You could start a social media company. The other thing is, like, Yahoo at one point offered this guy $1 billion to buy Facebook. We'll give you $1 billion. That's a lot of money, right? You would have taken it, I would have taken it. But Mark Zuckerberg's like, nah, I wouldn't know what to do with the money. That's retarded. Why did you start Facebook in the first place but to make money? Okay. So you have these three questions. First of all, why are these people giving him money? He's just a 19-year-old guy. He's a Harvard dropout. That's all he is. No experience, nothing. Second question is, if you're someone who's that young and you succeed so much, you would suffer from hubris, from ego. You make a lot of mistakes, right? The guy's never failed in his life. The third thing, of course, is I understand why Amazon, Google, and Apple are successful, okay? Apple has Steve Jobs, Google controls the world search, Amazon controls buying things, right? What does Facebook do? Doesn't do anything, right? So how can I explain why Mark Zuckerberg is so successful?
What?
Well, there's actually an explanation.
You mean it doesn't do anything? It collects metadata. They started it.
I'm not saying it is true, but
and owns it too.
Of the grand conspiracy to create an AI surveillance state, which is what Pax Judaica is. This guy, okay? They look exactly the same. They are the same. They look like clones of each other. No personality, no ideas of their own. They're just robots. How did they become so successful?
It's got one of those lesbian hairlines, just saying.
Yeah.
To build data centers. Okay? And these data centers allow you to make really nice pictures and videos online that do nothing, okay? Why is all this money being spent except one day to
Hey,
create
video
a
stuck.
surveillance state? Okay? That's what makes sense. The idea that these things exist so that you can play on the computer makes no sense. But you do what you think and how you behave, that makes sense now, okay? Pax Judaica. Alright, Elon Musk. Okay, I understand millions of people worship this guy. I don't know how this guy makes money, okay? If you look at Tesla and Facebook, and you came in and says, listen, there are these two companies, Facebook and Tesla, would you invest in?
It's not working.
The stream not working for you, Owen?
No. I could... First I was checking it out, then it worked. Then the video stopped working. I only hear the sound now. It doesn't work anymore.
I can
Where's
I can
mine?
restart my thing.
Hey.
No.
No, it's on
No?
it's on our way end, and I'm seeing it fine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Let me try again.
How he's gonna make money in the future. Elon Musk, he gets all the money from government subsidies. Tesla doesn't get any money, man. And the guy's a moron.
Moron.
But
He sounds like that sometimes.
proposing Neuralink, it's part of transhumanism, right? Alright. So Jacob Frank, guys. Alright? Everything goes back to Jacob Frank. What does Jacob Frank believe? He believes that what matters is, at the end of the world, is the spirit becomes flesh. You understand? The spirit becomes flesh. What matters is not the mind. What matters is matter. Second thing he says is, listen, your laws tell me to fast, to suffer. I don't want that crap. I want to enjoy my life. Okay? And the third thing is, this world cannot have been created by God. It was created by Satan. Because why would God allow us to die? Therefore, we must defy Satan by living forever. Okay? Now, if we understand Frank, we understand the idea of transhumanism.
He's going deep.
Okay? This is a guy with his own bionic eye.
Well, maybe too deep.
This is a guy with his own arm. This is a new trend in the future. What is transhumanism? The capacity to live forever. Okay? Alright? So, this is the future that we're looking at. If you're a rich person, if you're a powerful person, this is what you will experience. You will experience longevity, health, and beauty. Okay? You will
Oh, God.
have organ transplants
Yeah.
that keep you young. You will have stem cell therapy to cure any cancer, any diseases. You have chemotherapy. You have blood transfusion. You have replacement bodies. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You will be 20 years old forever. You have great sex. You live forever. Okay? This is if you are a billionaire. Everyone else? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, first of all, you become a cyborg, where you are now specialized for certain function. Okay? They're gonna put microchips in your body so you can become a better accountant. Okay? They'll turn your arms into cyborg bionic arms so you can be better constructor. Who knows? Okay? Microchips inside you. I'm all confused. What these microchips do? They are digitized into your currency. And guess what, guys? You're not happy. You know about it. And they'll do drugs to make you happy. You think this will happen? They already have everything in place, okay? They can look to remove. Oh, and like if you're lonely, don't worry, man. That's what AI is for. You have an AI girlfriend and boyfriend, and you know what? Most people would prefer AI boyfriend and girlfriend. Okay?
True.
And then it'll be an individual matrix where you
True.
live your own world.
That's awesome.
That's who would want that?
Okay, guys.
I mean, people who don't know any different.
Profit.
You know, there's
How they
I don't know. There's a lot of people who think life sucks, but if they're constantly like being presented the image of something better, then they would rather have that. You know, like
Yeah, just restarting for a bit. See if we can make it work again.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
using AI women, like in those little 15-second short things, and they're getting people accustomed to like the experience of a woman that's not some kind of super blue-haired libtard with pit hair.
Yeah.
So
And
and guys don't like, yeah, I mean, guys don't like that stuff. So like when they see something different, they're obviously going to be, they're going to warm up to that idea. It's going to be interesting to them. And people who are less morally driven, they're like, whatever, who cares? Like, women are expensive. This was cheap, you know, cheap entertainment. And that's what I think they're going to do. They're going to make all these compulsive things like free or cheap to get everyone, like, you know, to get them hooked on the food, essentially. You know, like drug dealers, they typically give you free samples just to get you on the supply.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
Yeah.
AI surveillance systems and data centers. Israel will become a leader in that, okay? Because for AI data centers to be effective, they need to be safe. Everywhere else, there's going to be wars, right? Not Israel, because Israel has nuclear weapons. So all the major technology companies will be based in Israel in the future. Weaponry security, private militias to protect you if you're at war. Bioweapons and biowarfare. So psychological and information warfare. Israel's really good at that. Intelligence, espionage, and sabotage. Mossad is the world's best intelligence agency. Financing, okay?
I believe it.
War, you'll be financed by the Israelis. Trade access, transhumanism for the global elite, okay? This is how in the future they will control the world. Does that make sense? Alright.
Okay.
We don't know how much the world will last because of something called the magnetic pole excursion, and this will usher in something called the mini ice age. Okay? So maybe God is unhappy with Pax Judaica. Maybe we know no one can defeat Pax Judaica except God himself. And maybe God will intervene, but not in the way that it says in the Bible.
So like what I was saying to you earlier, Taylor, I don't know, maybe yesterday or something. Like I told you, it just seems like they're trying to provoke God to come back and like to act, like just make things so bad that God has to like interfere. He went over that in this video. It's funny, like he went over
Really?
all that, the biblical prophecy.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
He literally like it sounded like it came from my mouth, like he just said it.
Is this guy a flat earther?
He's definitely calling out the moon landing in his other videos, and even I'm not sure if he did it in this one. I might have missed it if he did, but I
Cool.
watched one last night where he was calling out
That's
moon
different
landing.
than
At
a
least.
flat earther. I'm just asking because that image that I see there. So
Yeah, I don't know. I do know the pole is moving around 20 miles a year, and it's increasing. It used to be less. Like the magnetic north is moving in an accelerated rate. So I didn't verify that, obviously. I didn't verify it, but it seems to be like some fact about Earth. So maybe that's culminating to something. I don't know.
Well, they call that like the pole shift, right?
I think that's maybe what he's kind of going over right now.
Hmm.
So we'll see what he says.
Any questions? Does it make sense to you guys? Pax Judaica, welcome to the future. Okay, alright. Let me go over some Substack. So I want to thank the founding members of my Substack because they're extremely generous and they've left some questions and comments, and so I will answer them now, okay? So could you help me, Amber, by reading the questions? So I can rest a bit.
I think I'm going to try to get this guy on the show.
Who is he?
Really?
Professor Jiang. He does a high school class. That's what this is. High school lecture.
In America?
I don't know where. It's a bunch of Asians, though. So maybe not.
maybe.
And I want to say a huge thank you for the incredibly important content you are sharing with humanity. I'm a 27-year-old Jew living in Israel. I oppose any Zionist idea and any nation state whatsoever, including Israel and including Palestine. I would like to know whether you think it is advisable for the younger generation of Jews, both those living in Israel and those who do not, to live in Israel.
Yes.
A lot of Jews recognize that traditionally they've been used by empires in the past. And this is a great question. And I'll say certain things. The first thing is that I believe that the people who will be most resistant to Patriarcha, the people who stand up and fight Patriarcha, will actually be Jews themselves. Jews have a great tradition of being on the front lines of resistance for justice, for humanity, for all that is good in the world. So I believe that Jews will play a very important part in the resistance against Pax Judaica. Second thing that I will say is that things look dark, but what we've learned this semester are three things, okay? The first is that evil must triumph, so that good may rise. There must be
I wonder if he, can you pause it real quick? I wonder if he's talking about the real or the fake Jews in history coming against, because like.
Yeah. No. He actually went over that earlier, Taylor. So he basically said that like Judaism was the smallest faction of the I guess the, how do I say it? It was the smallest faction at that time, back, around the Jesus time, sorry. And these people, they basically stole the Jew name, and they're the fake Jews, and they made it like a bigger, more popular religion.
Right,
Yeah,
those
like
who
back in
call
the day in
themselves
Maccabees,
Jews.
There was a
Yeah.
tiny little people group who were with God. They literally took on Alexander the Great's army and defeated him because they were with God, and they're actually very righteous, following the commandments, not oppressing people. This is completely different than what we see today. Like,
Yeah. Like the
polar
Jews back then
opposites.
were big chillin'. They were doing good
Polar
work and
opposites.
stuff. Is that what you're saying?
They were polar opposites. They resisted the regime. They resisted the higher ups, like Alexander the Great in Rome. They literally took on their freaking army and Maccabees and destroyed them. But now we see them like, running a lot to everything, like
Yeah.
it's opposite.
Well,
It's
it's
they're
not
victim
even-
tacticians
It's
now.
not the Jews though; it's the fake Jews that are running everything with the name of Jew. So, they're trying to make you. They're using the Jews the scapegoat mask, and so then someone like Buck, they'd be upset that I say something about Jews, but it's not even like the people that I'm talking about.
Dude,
I'm talking about the
crazy
ones.
thing is,
Yeah.
the Bible literally told us this would happen, and people are like so shocked about it. They literally say in the end times, or this is much. Revelation could be over like thousands of year period of time. It was just about the future. Like Revelation is a prophecy about the future in general. Now it goes through a long periods of time, but it does say there will be Jews who call themselves Jews but are not Jews at all, but are synagogue of Satan, and we're like shocked by it.
Wow.
They are. It was. I mean.
So help me out.
That's what Israel is.
How do I know who is a real Jew and fake Jew? Like I know lots of Jewish people. How do I?
It doesn't
Are you
even matter.
saying-
You'll know them by the
saying-
fruit. By what they do.
I can't.
Why
hear
would
you.
that matter?
You'll know them by their fruit. That's the indication there.
Can you? What does that mean? What is knowing?
Well,
them by
there's these conspirators that are doing the bad things and lying to humanity and killing people and setting up for their takeover. And then there's just regular Jews, that you're talking about. I know 100 Jews. They're great people. They're good people. They're just regular. Like, why would you want to kill children? Like, this is your position. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about the fake Jews. The Mark Zuckerberg,
Mark Zuckerberg's a fake Jew?
Yeah, he's one of these know them by your fruit people. Yes.
Well, they're like atheists, but
is
they
Mark,
call themselves
is Mark
Jews.
Zuckerberg's brother a fake Jew? Like, is
Likely.
it?
I mean, I don't even look.
Like,
To be
aren't
honest
they from
with you,
Ashkenaz?
I guess what I'm asking is it a genetic thing or is it like
no.
an,
These are
an
look.
action thing?
I'm going to be honest with you. These are evasive people. When you ask, is his brother one of these fake Jews? I honestly couldn't tell you because they changed their name. They lie about where they come from, and they're constantly shifting to get out of that target. So I don't know if he has a fake family with a fake brother or whatever. But
Let me
many of them-
rephrase.
Many of them.
Can is a fake Jew versus a real Jew determined solely by the person's actions, or is it determined by their genetics or their ethnic background?
So the real Jews were from the tribe of Judah, like from
Okay, so help me under
the
how to.
Middle East. Okay, now apparently, have you heard? I don't know if you've heard about this before, but apparently there was some like people from the regions of Khazar, and
He went over,
they
he went
were
over that earlier in the video.
identifying.
Yeah, they converted
So
to
I-
Judaism.
Maybe you weren't there for earlier for the video, so like I don't know.
I heard
Maybe
the
Yeah.
part about the Khazar, but like what I'm hearing is someone saying that the real Jewish person is identified by their actions, whereas the not or the not real person is identified by their actions. But
Yeah,
then
in the
I'm
New
hearing,
Testament-
hang on, let me just finish this part. Then I'm
Okay.
hearing parts about the ethnic origin from a certain tribe. So to me, that means that it's an ethnic kind of identification. So what I'm confused between how I know someone's a real Jew versus a fake Jew.
Well, you have Jew, the religion, and then you have the tribes of Israel, ancient Israel, and they're
So I
basically
think you mean you have the
completely
Jewish
different.
religion and the Jewish ethnicity.
Well, that's how they call it now. It's just really confusing.
Well, so
And they
when
liked it to
I
be
heard someone
confusing.
say that you tell the fake Jews by their actions.
Yeah,
And
I
that-
was gonna read you this
Well,
New Testament verse.
That's what I do. I could pretty much call it out. I mean, but not
Well,
all of them.
Well, so then,
not all of
so
them.
then Riggs, it's not. You're not. It's not based on their ethnicity, what tribe they came from, or whatever. It's based on their action.
I go by feel. These other guys go by a lot different things. Go for it, Taylor.
You can't, yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you're talking about, because in the New Testament, it says, like, you know, let me see, I was gonna get the verse pulled up. A person is not Jew who is one outwardly, and true circumcision is not something visibly in the flesh. It's done, like, inwardly. Let's see. There's
said that
more
really
verse.
fast. You said that really
Yeah,
fast. I heard the word
I'm
circumcision.
looking, dude, chill. Don't be a city. I'm reading through these things. I'm trying to find
No,
it.
I was interested in what you read it, but you just said it so fast I didn't hear the full thing. Like I really
Yeah,
wanted
I'm
to
like-
hear it.
No, I got you. 1 second.
I just heard circumcision. And that,
Okay, listen. Yeah, it's not outwardly, but it's inwardly. Okay, by your heart, right? And so,
Gotcha.
it is not that I'm reading a quote. Okay, this is Romans 9:6-8. It is not as though God's word has failed, for not all that who are descended from Israel are Israel, nor because they are his descendants are they all Abraham's children. On the contrary, you're not going to understand this verse. It is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned. In other words, it is not the children by physical descent who are God's children, but it is the children of the promise who are regarded as Abraham's offspring.
right. So to me, that means that it being a real Jew isn't anything about your ethnicity. It's about your beliefs. So
Well,
to
yeah,
me,
in
that
the
means
New
that means
Testament,
the
you're grafted
Ashkenazi.
in.
Sorry.
In the New Testament, you can be grafted in, and it's like you're God's people by your heart, and you're
Right.
grafted in. And
Right,
so,
so-
more of a spiritual thing, because even according to the Old Testament, a lot of the authentic Jews rejected him. So it was no longer about fleshly, like in the New Testament, it's no longer about fleshly bloodlines, but it's about the spirit.
Right. So someone
But-
who converts to Judaism, someone say who is born
Let me
Christian.
finish.
Sorry.
But like, however, there is a thing that was the tribe of Judah by physical descent, and there are other people claiming to be of that physical descent that are not.
So,
Take
so
both
I
of
think
those
the,
things together.
I think the confusion comes in with this duality of Judaism, where there's a religion and an ethnicity, and people like when you say someone's not a real Jew or they are a real Jew, someone that converts to Judaism who is a practicing Jew, practices more than most people who are born Jewish, they consider themselves to be really Jewish, even though they weren't born Jewish. And if you said to them, well, you're not really Jewish, they would say, yes, I am. but you might mean they're not ethnically Jewish, but they feel Jewish because they practice Judaism. I think that's where some of the confusion comes in. But my whole main point in this was, when you say there's real Jews and non-Jews and not real Jews, I think you're talking about ethnic.
Okay.
You
cut
broke
out.
up. Yeah.
Can I respond though? I think it could be both. People could. Okay, people say that they are Jews, quote unquote, but I don't think they are spiritually. There could be, right? Hypothetically, I'm not gonna like make bold claims, but there could be people who say they are Jews, but are not spiritually nor ethnically.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Oh, I would say at least 50% of people that say they are Jewish do not practice Judaism.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, there's atheist Jews
That's
too.
why there's multiple.
Right. That's because it all comes back to this weird duality of there being a Jewish religion and a Jewish ethnicity. Most people who say they're Jewish, like, certainly don't keep kosher, certainly don't keep the Sabbath. Like, very, very small fractions of people who say they're Jewish keep kosher and keep the Sabbath. But they still say they're Jewish. And it's, again, that ethnic Judaism versus the religious Judaism.
That's interesting because somebody in my chat is telling me that modern Jewish systems, according to that, you can't convert to Judaism, right? You're supposed, yeah, it's divided with Goshim and Noahide laws, according to him. So they basically abandoned the Jewish religion in favor of the whole ethnic Jew system, which would be technically
false. I
false.
know someone that converted 1 month ago, and they were recognized by I'm not going to say where I am, but the Chabad of the state I'm in. So certainly, in some regard, people are still allowed to convert to Judaism.
Yeah,
So let me read this
but they're
video.
not going to be considered an ethnic Jew, though. Then
Correct. That's to be considered an ethnic Jew. I guess I don't know if you guys know the term Sephardic versus Ashkenazi.
Yeah.
The Sephardic are like the African descendants, which probably are true descendants of Abraham, etc.
yeah, that's
So
like the Middle Eastern
I
tribes.
guess you could say they're the true ethnic Jews, but
Descendants of the nation of Israel from the Bible.
I guess.
Yeah.
I just don't see the necessity or the reason for distinguishing between like this original ethnicity of a Jew being like right down to Abraham versus people in Europe who for centuries upon centuries lived in the Jewish faith and had the Jewish traditions. I mean, I don't
Right.
see the reason to distinguish.
That's
between
great.
Well,
let me
but there is
We're-
this split though, and I mean this is that still persists, and like I can imagine that like you could have like a community of people that have been converted to Judaism and they're very good with it and they're like really serious, but then there's still gonna be ethnic Jews or claim to be ethnic Jews that are gonna basically scoff at those people, like, yeah, you're not real because you're not of the right bloodline, and they would reject them.
Who's Jews, who's not Jews? Why are we talking about Jews, ethnics, and converts? I don't know why we're talking about that.
Because that's the subject.
Because Riggs, it was an earlier conversation where we talked about, persecution of Jewish people, and I think he was getting at there's like some Jewish. It's not the innocent Jewish people that he's talking about. He was talking about the ones who are, part of this, whatever, I don't know exactly, conspiracy.
Well, you
or,
missed
power
part, you missed
grabbing
that
Jews.
part as well. Like you came here halfway through the video.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
guy opened the video about the 13 bloodlines, and they were hiding
Yeah.
behind the name of the Jew. So like whoever your family or whoever your friends are, like we're not talking about that. We're talking about the bankers, the conspirators. We're talking about the people who run things
wait.
that are not
I have
part of your
friends-
family members.
I have plenty of family members that are in the banking industry.
Okay. Do they own and run the banking industry, or are they just a branch manager?
They're not a branch matter. Say like one. I know one that owns a hedge fund. I know.
Okay.
I know. I know. I have a close relative that owns his own accounting agency. I don't know if that means they run the banking industry. So
Okay.
you understand where I'm kind of get confused.
Well, you
Okay.
did kind of come in halfway through the video. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
yeah,
Taylor, but I
that's
do
fair.
want to finish this video, if
Okay.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I actually have to jump off. So this is
Wow.
great. I love being
I was
able
just gonna
to
ask you
disagree.
one question, like one sentence. Can you just bear with me?
Sure.
I was gonna ask you your take on it. Okay. This is Revelation 2:9. It says, I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Do you think he's talking about ethnic Jews there or religious Jews?
Say it one more time. Let me.
I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
I
Right.
to be honest with you, I don't really understand the context of that. But so is that from the New Testament?
Sounds like
Yes.
you're saying if you're not ethnic Jews, you're of Satan, pretending to be Jews.
So if that's what it says, if that's your that makes sense to me. I don't really care, but that's I mean,
There are
if
people
that's-
calling themselves Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan.
well, we
That's
went through
Revelation
this.
3:9 and 3:9. Do you think they're talking about ethnical or religious Jews? I'm just curious on your take of that verse.
I think they're talking about someone that converts to Judaism but wasn't ethnically Jewish. That's what it sounds like to me.
And that
And they're-
means that
and they're
they are
practicing
Satan. They are of
Satanism.
Satan. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
They're
Right,
synagogue of
so-
Satan.
So to me, that's saying like someone who converts to Judaism is the synagogue of Satan. But to me, that's like kind of the opposite. Someone who chooses to be Jewish, they weren't born Jewish, but they made the choice to be Jewish, is almost like more Jewish than someone who was just born Jewish and eats cheeseburgers and bacon and milkshakes.
Well, they're practicing Satanism. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I have a meeting, so but what I like is that we totally disagree, but we can actually talk and not swear at each other and not go nuts
Yeah.
and everything. Awesome,
That's what this
awesome.
place is about.
I'll be
I
back.
hope you can come back. Yeah, I hope you can come back later. That we're not interrupting this presentation.
Yeah, sorry for interrupting.
Can I ask a question?
Quickly.
Okay. I'm super ignorant about the topic, okay? So, like, the reason why Israel was founded was to create a place for the Jewish, right? Was that the reason or the excuse or something?
Are you
'Cause-
asking me?
Anyone?
The reason Israel, oh, man, I seriously have a meeting and I can talk about this forever.
Oh no,
so-
no, 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 no! I'm not asking you directly. You can go if you want.
Okay, all right, talk to you guys later.
Cheers.
Israel was a people group. It was an ethnicity. Whenever you say it was created, are you talking about the nation state? I'm assuming.
Yeah, like Israel is a new country. Was recently founded, no?
Right to hijack,
Yep.
more have control.
Why is there
Why is there what?
Why is there somebody here in the panel like literally with my photo on their profile? What the fuck?
Well, let me give them. I'm gonna give them like a few minutes to change it because
Thanks.
I can't see my screen at the moment.
I don't see anybody with your photo.
Who is it?
Some bear.
Some bear. Hey,
He
some
doesn't
bear.
have your.
Seems like
No,
he's
he does.
obviously a troll.
Oh,
He does. Hey, some bear, please change your profile picture immediately, or I'll just have to remove you from the server.
Why is that?
Okay.
Is that not allowed?
All right, thank you, some bear. Yeah, antagonizing our members and moderators is absolutely not allowed.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you.
bright spark in us. When all hope seems lost, that spark will remind you of who you are, and it will lead you into the light. Okay? So I don't have specific instructions or ideas on how to counter Patriarcha, but I think that being aware of Patriarcha and being aware that we individually have the capacity to resist is fundamental to what is to come. Okay? So thanks to Daniel for the question. Okay, all right. This is Kevin Jones.
I first want to thank whoever gave you the courage to continue past tribulations, maybe Mrs. Young, and continuing to teach. Your will and dedication to learning and teaching is monumental compared to the attention spans of your generation. I think I speak for most of us who watch, but you have definitely made a historical impact on us. It seems transnational capitalism, Franksome, has weaved its web for hundreds of years, turning into the monster it is today. What are humanity's possible counters? Do you think it is religion? Will we ever make a cyclic turn away from capitalism? How long would it take to undo this movement? Thank you, Never Swap.
Okay, so you're absolutely right. Okay, so thank you for this question. Okay, the Frankists have spent centuries preparing for today, and that's why they win, because they're willing to think long term, they're willing to work together, they're willing to make necessary sacrifices to achieve heaven on earth in their eyes. Okay, and so we need to. If you want to defeat them, you need to become like that. You need to think long term. You need to like understand. You need to make sacrifices. Okay, it's something that you cannot defeat in 1 day or 10 years or 100 years. You have to like believe in yourself. You have to believe in humanity. You have to respond by working hard or making sacrifices. Okay, by learning. All right. So that's the only way forward. Also, what we also know is that when empires come into being, that's when they end. Okay? So the moment Patriarcha comes into being, it has to end because Patriarcha becomes arrogant, it becomes awful, it becomes narrow-minded, it becomes insular, okay? And so Patriarcha will fall. We don't know how long
Delusional, the keyword.
Not always.
10 years, 20 years, who knows? Okay?
Sorry?
I mean,
if you guys have like a greater question or comment, please give in. Like this is like we're making commentary, this is a group watch, but if you're just gonna like say one thing, maybe just hold it back until you have something substantial.
got it.
Okay, but it's a very unstable system. So what we need to do is look ahead and think about what humanity looks like after Patriarcha. Also, I hate to say this, but it looks like the world is about to end. Wars everywhere, destruction everywhere. Maybe 9% of humanity gets wiped out. Okay, so we need to face this fact, prepare for what the future looks like after the great flood that is coming. Okay, and we have to use our imagination. And later on, as I continue my teaching, I will propose different scenarios, different solutions. Okay, but this is a long-term project. The Franks spent a lot of time conceptualizing how to conquer the world. We have to imagine how we can rebuild the world together. All right, this is from Wild Enkidu.
You speak a lot about the monad and Gnostic teachings. Do you see this as a possible emerging major religion? Can it be? It seems like these massive expansions, like the Bronze Age, Muslim conquest, and implosions like the Bronze Age collapse, and the French Revolution that repeat throughout history are almost the way civilization matures for those who participate. The same way a person grows from facing the overcoming trauma. Our societies participate in a collapse and come out the other side better off for it. Lastly, who are your favorite English language poets apart from Milton?
Okay, I'll answer the last question first. I was an English major at Yale, okay, so I know about English poetry. Milton is definitely my favorite poet. Then you have John Keats.
Oh, he was a English major at Yale.
Oh.
Societies rise and fall so that there can be creativity in the world. Okay, it sucks if a society lasts for a long time. We know because we're in China. Okay, societies are meant to rise and fall so that new societies may rise and fall as well. Parents must die so that children can be independent. Okay, so I understand death, destruction, war. These are terrible concepts, but they're all part and parcel of the human experience. We should stop seeing them as negative things, and just as things that happen to us, we should respond accordingly. Okay. So you think about the Bronze Age collapse. Yeah, it was a terrible event, but it led to the founding of Israel. It led to the Greeks. It led to the rise of Persia. And these three different civilizations were periods of tremendous creativity in the human experience. And it seems as though we come to at the end of a cycle. Okay? So even though there's destruction will mean rebirth. Even though there is stagnation will lead to creativity. It's all part of a cycle. Okay? The human experience is one that is extremely dynamic, extremely resilient. So even though there's death always leads to life. All right. This is from Demi.
Professor, you have a remarkable way of synthesizing the best parts of spiritual practice while mitigating the worst parts, though not like a critical thought. Was there a moment in life where you had your spiritual epiphany? I imagine Dante's Inferno helped.
Okay, so I think that my superpower has always been my capacity for self-reflection. Ever since I was young, I've been able to stare in the mirror and look at who I am and say, this is who I am, this is what I like about myself, this is what I don't like about myself. So I'm constantly in the process of self-reflection, and self-rejuvenation and self-invention, okay? I've done it all my life, okay? So I was a poor immigrant in Toronto. I was bullied a lot when I was young. I didn't like that, so I worked hard, got into Yale, and then after I got from Yale, I thought that I would succeed in this world. I didn't succeed, so I looked at myself in the mirror and I recognized that there were limitations to my Yale education, and I changed that, okay? I started to reinvent myself. I did a lot of things that were experimental, but which I am forever thankful for. For example, I did stand-up comedy for a time, I did skydiving, I did parkour. So I am constantly in the process of self-exploration, self-reflection, and self-reinvention, which is what leads to creativity. Okay, so I would say there's a particular moment when my life changed. I would say, like, oh, I've always been like that. Okay, 5 years from now, I'll probably be a different person from I am today. I'm not content with just being who I am. I'm constantly looking to improve myself. And that means constantly engaging in a process of self-reflection, but that means also engaging in a process of self-doubt, and sometimes even self-hatred. Okay? So, even though, like online, I'm famous, and people appreciate my teaching, I don't really care about these things, okay? For me, what's important is, am I improving? Am I being creative? Am I contributing to the progress of humanity? These are the questions that animate me. I love Dante, by the way. Everyone should read Dante. And next semester, I'm teaching the Greek books, and we'll spend a lot of time on Dante, okay? All right, keep on reading.
Hi, Professor. I've always loved history, and it's been a blessing finding your teachings. I wish I had a class like this in school. Growing up with a Zionist mother, from that perspective, I thought what she spoke of would never really happen. I try to help combat Zionism and those oppressed, but it feels hopeless. Do you think there is any possibility to change or stop what is currently happening? Or has Zionism embedded into many aspects of society?
Okay, Zionism is won out because the people who believe in Zionism are the ones who are willing to make the most sacrifices, the ones who are the most energetic, who are willing to work together to achieve this vision. So an example is, look at all these wealthy societies in the world. There's only one wealthy society that has a fertility rate above replacement level. That's Israel. Okay, it's above 2, possibly 3. Every other nation is like 1 or 1.5. Okay, so it shows us that regardless of how we feel about Israel and Zionism, people in Israel love being Israeli, and they want a better future for the nation, and they believe in a better future for the nation. Young people making the sacrifice necessary to have a family shows you the health, vitality, and energy of a nation. Okay, but at the same time, and I keep on saying this, when Zionism has become an empire, when it becomes Pax Judaica, that's when it will fall very quickly. And I also believe that a lot of Jews, a lot of Israelis don't want an empire. They just want to live normal lives. And the fact that they come to the center of the world, the fact that they're causing all this war, chaos coming around the world, benefit from, a lot of them are going to rebel. Okay, so I can imagine that once Pax Judaica comes into being, you're going to have a massive civil war throughout Israel. Okay, Dan.
What is your favorite food, and what can we expect or not between semesters and over the break time? Thank you for all the great lectures. You are. I'm sure you have already heard this, so I'm hoping that writing a book is already on your radar. Half the works is done, and you have a proven audience. Start with putting all your transcripts and essays into AI with some guidance and ask it to create a book. Then you can iterate. All you will need beyond that is perfecting citations and ensuring there are no errors. But that won't change.
All right. Well, I didn't check all the questions at the end, but I'm gonna go ahead and close it out so people can go ahead and just talk openly.
This is great content, sir.
Thanks for being patient. He has a lot of great content. I'm gonna show another video tomorrow. It's a little bit shorter, and it'll be harder to. It'll be a little bit easier to follow. So.
Yeah, this is great content, man.
That was interesting.
Yeah, I really like that guy. Really good videos he's got. Very happy with what I've seen. I actually would like to send his content to my family just to have like talking points and questions and whatnot. I love the educational format.
100%.
Yeah, many of you may have missed the educational format part. of the video, but it was enlightening, pretty interesting. So
What's the post name?
yeah, it's Predictive History. Is the name of the channel.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. And I did put the link in the chat to his videos. If you have trouble finding it, it's a shadow band or something.
Appreciate
This
that.
is it's a difficult topic, the one about Israel. For me, particularly.
Yeah. I didn't know so many people were going to climb in. I started this at like 5 in the morning or whatever, so I didn't know. I didn't know it was going to get so much attention. I typically try to show a video in the morning because it's slow, but it's been pretty busy here lately, so I'm gonna have to start earlier. I don't know.
Why is it relevant? Just a question about the content that you showed. Why is it relevant why is it relevant to figure out or to know like what's a real Jewish and what is not a real Jewish? I mean, what's the deal behind that? I don't get it.
I think Buck might be a Jew. He said he knows a lot of Jews as well, and that he was saying, well, why did these 10-year-olds in World War II get gassed? It's not good. It's not good. It's not solving anything, and he wants Jews to have their own place to be. And I asked him if it was appropriate that in order for that to take place, that Palestinians need to be genocided, and then obviously that interrupted the video that we were watching. So yeah, it's a pressure point, like kind of a tough subject when you're trying to watch a video, and then he's missing context from the beginning of the video. I don't know, he wanted to have a discussion even though he just wanted to listen. I couldn't tell exactly which one he wanted to do, but obviously he kept talking. So
what is your personal opinion? Like, what is your personal, like, what conclusion do you make, like, about Israel? Like, what do you think what's the plan behind Israel? Like, what's the plan for the future? What are they trying to do, in your own personal opinion?
Yeah, they want to be the world leader of technology and the new world order, where they let their AI surveillance state systems run the world from Israel. They're going to run everything from Israel. Every internet packet is going to get filtered through Israel as well. They have a copy of all information. So they want to run everything using their AI God system. And that's actually what he said in this video at the beginning, but a lot of people weren't here for that. Like, the juiciest parts were the first half, and that guy came in about halfway through. So every single person here missed that, like, the best parts. So unfortunate, but true.
And in the big part, like, everything is based on religion, do you think? I mean,
I think it has nothing to do with religion. I think the people up top have no religion, and they are godless because they want to steal the power of God by mimicking God's powers. That's my opinion. I think they get everyone else to believe in these God things, and a lot of their predictions are just plans. It's not prediction. They're planning decades and centuries and millennia in advance. They have a greater plan, and then over time they'll start to carve it out like stone.
and they make the world think of, like, Israel being the good one. So far, it's like there's a lot of criticism against Israel. No, that's the thing about it now. No, it's like, it's almost like there's a lot of criticism against Israel at the moment. No.
Don't forget, if you publicly criticize them, you might get shot in the neck.
Oh yeah.
Oh goody.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point.
Well, if you take money from them,
it's a tough thing,
then
because
yeah.
I want to treat people like people, and I don't want to be unfair to anybody. But it's important to know, and a lot of Jews are open to this. I know Jews who are up to speed with this, and they know that they have been used as like, you know, they've been taken hostage basically by people who are not Jews, and making them look bad.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't support the Zionist movement, and they're you know, it's a diamond in the rough, but they're out there. Many of them are even in this community. They don't support the Zionist agenda. They don't support like fulfilling the prophecy of essentially making humanity so destitute that God has to intervene. Like, that's not what they support.
One silly question, like, if you are from Israel, are you considered Jew?
I mean, maybe if you're born there, I don't think you have to be as Israeli to live there. I think that's the
There's
case.
12 tribes of
You don't even
Israel,
have to be
not
Jewish.
Just the tribe of Judah is only one tribe. They also have the tribe of Benjamin, the tribe of Levi. Those are all considered Israelites.
From what I heard, I don't know if that's correct, but I've heard that you don't even need to necessarily be Jewish. You could be like a Christian as long as you're a fervent Zionist. Then they will still take you. So I don't know how true that is, but that's what I've been hearing, though.
So supposedly, okay. It looks like, from ignorance, like speaking from ignorance, it looks like, because Israel, Jerusalem is the capital of Israel. So it's
Is it? Or is it Tel Aviv?
It looks like.
Wasn't it Tel Aviv?
Maybe, yeah. Probably yes. It's so crazy, dude. History is insane.
Yeah, so to the guy who just spammed all that stuff about reproduction rate, man, most of those are like African countries, you know?
I was
You know,
just
less-
making I was just making a point that Israel's at number 61, and you can't just take a thing someone
Well-
says as fact.
Israel is what?
In that
61.
list,
So you're
they're
talking
number
about a number
61.
and not the rate. So you're basically saying they didn't get gold prize. Is that what you're saying?
Dude, it's a list of rates.
Yeah, but
And
I'm
there's
trying to
61 on
like.
the list.
Well, look,
The guy
if you're
said
going,
they're like
hold
the
on,
highest.
I'm speaking.
I'm just pointing out.
That's fine. I'm speaking. If you're gonna post this as if like it's some kind of something important, what is the important part about it?
That you can't
That
believe.
it's a number of a ranking system.
No, fact check what someone says of some video that you're watching. Here, I'll.
Okay. Did he
I'll
make a
it little-
claim about
make it a little
Israel
shorter
being
for
the
you.
number one replication place? Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said they're one of the highest. They're the highest in the world. That's
One of
clearly
the
not true.
highest in
They're
the
number
first
61.
world nations. Yes, they are. Actually, most first world nations, majority white descendant nations, they are below replication rate. So it's basically like, if you have like fiber internet, your replication rate is below the standard. Like, you're not going to be able to replace yourself. So you're basically pointing to third world countries and saying that's like some kind of argument. What is that list in context with first world nations? Go ahead. Or are you just going to point at like the ranking?
You say first world nations?
Yeah, first world nations.
Did
So
he
like
say
not
first world
Zimbabwe,
nations?
for example, not
Did he
Kenya,
say-
not Chad, not
Did he say
Somalia.
first world
like-
nations? If he said first world nations,
Well, no.
then
What he
fair
did
enough.
say was that the replication rate was 2.6 or something like that, which is above all the first world nations.
No,
so
did
that
he,
is
I'm
super
addressing
important,
what
like-
he said. he
Yeah,
say?
okay.
First of all,
What is the population of Zimbabwe? Is it greater than America, for example? 360 million people? Do you think they hold a candle? I mean, of course they need to replicate because they have no population, none. America's losing population. They're not replacing
Its
themselves.
fertility rate
This is the
is a
indicator.
rate. It's not about how many people there are. It's a rate.
I think what
of
you're doing
population.
is you're making an arbitrary point to dismiss the greater idea that is being said here. And it's very clear.
No, I'm clearly just pointing out a thing the guy said with no pushback, and it makes me wonder.
Is you're making an arbitrary point to dismiss the greater idea that is being said here. And it's very clear.
No, I'm clearly just pointing out a thing the guy said with no pushback, and it makes me wonder.
And now
You
are
clarified
wrong.
what you think his intent is, sure.
We know what his intent is because we're not ignorant to the rest of the whole video.
Well, I've said my piece, so it's all good.
It's crazy. It's like you have a video that's titled Red, and he's like, yeah, but he said blue at like 5:56 timestamp. Like, dude, no,
Don't
he
be
didn't.
facetious now. That's just facetious, man.
I made a comparative point to show how ignorant your comment was. You spammed the chat and you conflated the context of the whole video. So it's a bit ignorant, and I don't know what horse you think you have to stand on. Weird. Just want you to know that people disagree here all the time, but we're just not going to allow people to lie and obfuscate. It's just kind of weird.
Well, he's gonna do it anyway.
Well, there's a better way to go about it, you know? And it's our job to point it out, I guess. So. Analogous. Not even what he was trying to say. You know, and I called out something he said incorrect earlier, and I fixed it as well. You know, he said that no other buildings had fallen because of fire, and that's not true. There's a couple, but they were abandoned buildings that had homeless people living in them, with all the windows broken out and everything rotting and rusting, with a bunch of homeless rags and clothes and materials to not only burn, but be oxygenated from the open windows and just being an old building that hasn't been upkept, right? And it had been on fire for hours and hours and hours in an inferno. And only then did it collapse, but not into its own footprint. It fell over. Yeah,
Right.
well, 9/11, I don't know if you need an infrared camera or not, but most of that billowing smoke was black, which means it was lacking oxygen. It was an anaerobic thermal reaction, which means it wasn't hot enough to make any damage because it was getting snuffed out internally.
But it's giant
Anyone
steel
who's made
frame,
a-
so that
anyone who makes a fire knows that black smoke means it's not hot enough. Period.
No, it's burning rich. It's burning rich in fuel with, yeah, it's not an incomplete combustion, is all that means.
Yeah, and it means it's not getting oxygen. It's not hot enough. That's actually how you put a fire out. Is you make sure the smoke gets black and it doesn't get oxygen, so it can't continue getting stronger.
Well, it just means it has more fuel than oxygen, more fuel than air.
Yeah, amazing. You're saying the same damn thing in left lane. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, but what's the
no,
significance
no,
of it?
but
though?
nothing. You said the same.
Oh, no,
fucking
but
thing.
never mind. Okay.
You said the same thing. You and Riggs just said the same goddamn thing.
Yeah.
And now you want to
I mean,
argue about it.
You sounded like you were like supporting your point. Really, you're just clarifying my point. Just supported my point. I don't know.
A higher concentration of hydrocarbons like plastics and things made from oil will also cause black smoke even in a well burning fire.
yeah, but if it
That's not true. That's
I
totally
burn my garbage here in the middle of nowhere.
if
which
it's a
includes
really
plastic
hot
and
fire, then it's not gonna give that black smoke because
Yeah.
that black smoke will literally be disintegrated. It will also burn up. It wouldn't get to that.
Do you guys think that building was made of tires? Just curious.
No, but it had
It-
tons of computers and stuff in it.
Yeah, that doesn't. Computers wouldn't burn like that.
Plastics will burn black.
How much? Okay, do you think a tire is comparable to a computer circuit board?
It's made of hydrocarbons. It's made of oil.
How long would a tire burn compared to a computer?
A lot longer. It's a higher concentration. It's a denser material.
Yeah,
That's just density.
Yeah, I don't know. This reminds me of like using sugar water to compare like atmosphere. It's just totally separate.
I'm not talking about a car tire. I'm just saying the fact that there were plastics in the fire. I'm not even saying that it was a normal fire. I'm just saying it wasn't burning hot. It was burning.
All right. Well, the other building, if you go look at the other buildings that fell due to fire, you'll see them being glowing red hot, shooting flames through every orifice. It is an absolute inferno. And then only near the end did the building collapse and it fell into itself because you could see it had destabilized internally, right? It wasn't even totally in its own footprint. And you look at these buildings, they're billowing smoke from like a couple places, and then it just falls into its own dust. Didn't even appear to be fire related.
I agree that the building did not come down due to fire. But
It
even
came
all the
down
older...
due to dust.
No, it came down due to thermite cutting the beams in specific areas, because no building made with steel beams that has ever been in a fire has ever collapsed. The only buildings that burn and collapse are buildings made from interior timber structure. But all the buildings in history that have been comprised of steel beams that have burned have never collapsed, no matter how hot they got. It's not hot enough. All the material that's burning does not get hot enough to melt steel, period.
It doesn't need to
Yeah, I
melt.
pretty much
It just
agree
needs
with
to be weakened. You can put you could put like a piece of channel over a campfire, say, and just let it burn. That metal will sag in the middle because it's gotten weak from anything above like 400 degrees. It'll sag.
Here, I'm gonna post a video. I'm gonna post a video. You guys are gonna see the building that fell from fire. This was an old police building. Okay, it had been abandoned for 20 years. All the windows were busted out. A bunch of homeless crap inside of it. Okay, lots of oxygenation. Look at the flames.
Which tells me the cabal set it on fire. But go ahead, Riggs.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Do you know
I
the
said,
time?
what tells me the
Not
cabal
you,
said
Steve.
it's on fire.
Do you know the time frame the building was built?
I think it was 60s or I think it was 60s or 70s. I did look into this building a while back. I don't remember all the facts about it, but it was this Brazil building is often pointed to as a great example. I do have you can go get the what's it called? The building plans. You can see what, how it's constructed and whatnot. They are out there. There was an investigation performed, so you can find that document as well.
That was like a demolition.
Only a demolition could do that. I mean, the World Trade Center was like fully steel frame buildings. It was basically a giant steel frame with a bunch of stuff to close it off from the outside. That's it. There's nothing to burn there.
If you look at the structure sitting in its pile, he's steel, but you don't see any beams like that. Like you zoom in on the rub stuff, you don't steel beams like that.
No, but I still have a photo from back then. There's like diagonally cut steel frame still sticking out of the ground. Seen that?
The video Riggs posted, not the World Trade Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the World Trade Center was completely a heavy steel I-beam construction.
There was a building in Madrid, I think the Windsor Tower, is it Windsor? That partially collapsed due to fire. I think that was a steel frame as well.
And then we also gotta take in consideration how American steel is the best steel. All the other steels are faulty in building, and we don't allow them in any engineering project in America.
Well, now everybody's in movie.
So, appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. I think I'm gonna round out here though, so thank you for letting me be part of the panel again with my live show, and I'll come back another time, probably right back tomorrow. And also, I'll just, like, outside of my live show, move in and just have a discussion later. I really thought yesterday was great.
Yesterday was great. It was just a normal day, but it was also great. So
yeah, I wish I had that part of my show. That would have been awesome.
Well, if anybody wants to clip like some interesting parts, we do post on Rumble, so everything's kept there as like a archive. And yeah, YouTube doesn't save anything, but Rumble keeps the documentation. So
right, nice. All right. Anyway, thanks, and I'll see you. I'll see you soon.
Cool.
See you guys. Thanks. All right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I hope everybody appreciated the show. I can't believe it's like 2 hours and 17 minutes later. Yeah, and I'm really sorry for everybody that tuned in the first half hour. Yeah, I was really down. I'm doing a bit better now. I had a coffee and I'm really sorry. I'm just going through a very hard time and it's really wearing on me. I'm sorry if that makes the show unwatchable. Okay, Osiris the Good. I'm doing my best, you know. Yeah. Right. It's good to have like other panels though to join up with to kind of like get me out of it. Because when it's just me, I'm just basically just facing the shit, and then like there's not a lot rolling out. And yeah, I'm really sorry. There's just nothing I can really do about it other than what I'm planning to do, but that doesn't like acutely take all the stress off my system. So I'm gonna have to go through this, and it is what it is, and try to make the show still tenable. Because if it's just me sitting there and just not saying there's anything and just looking really exhausted, yeah, I know that sucks. But I mean, that's why I'm joining the panels. Try to make the show right. But for now, I'm gonna round out the early bird show. Thanks for coming, everyone. This Flat Earth Early Bird 2491. Hope you liked this show. If you did, then please don't forget to Rogan's it up. And if you haven't already, follow me here on Rumble and be here when I'm going live, which is normally 2 p.m. Amsterdam time every day. And please also do support me through the PayPal, Patreon, Gifts and Go. Links are in the description box below, or send me super chat over at the Rumble live chat when the show is live, or subscribe to my channel. Support me that way. Any support would be greatly appreciated and direly needed. Right, so yeah, if everything works out and I'm not too unwell, I'll be back tomorrow with Flat Earth Early Bird number 2492 on a Saturday, and otherwise it's gonna be Sunday, who knows. Hope to see you all then, and until the next video, keep it flat.